From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
Well, to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And Blake, the tight end's got it. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Here we go.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here back to the 15. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge. and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It'll be a gain of 11. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in third and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in third and manageable. They've got a chance at a first down.
Now Newton. Got his target, Samuel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on.
Hey, 20.
To throw on second down is Newton. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Baby, get him, boy. Get him, boy. Hey!
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Blitz coming and to a fourth down. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And now running right through it. So we got 3 at one tag. 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Breeze to throw on second down. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, Oftentimes, the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Shotgun now for Breeze. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Breeze now to throw. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 34. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And they'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Newton now to throw. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
go. Gun. Set. 20. Hey.
After the run, Newton going to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Alex Okafor in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Newton. Buying time to his left. He's going to, and I think the ball's out. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Ready? You ready? Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And that's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Look at the spin. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Carolina getting set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run here. It's Murray. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Brees now. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
21.
Throwing on 1st down is Brees. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Shaq Thompson in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing now is Brees. Left side here, caught by Clay. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call. And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Now Brees. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever. Now Brees. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st down, Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Panthers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He may try and run for this. And he'll get this one up to the 26. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he powers his way up past the 30. The tackle there by Mark Barron.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
To throw, it's Breeze. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Ready? You ready?
The final shot before half for Breeze. Going up top, and incomplete on the deep ball. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now Newton on first down. Space to maneuver at the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, This feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Panthers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
That's it. 180. 180.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And an alley to run. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Well, now they'll try the end around. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. In for the score. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Mario Addison in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Saints on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
4 down. Ready. Yellow lady.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Mark Barron in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days. Offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Give him 30 yards there. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hey.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Being chased out left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Ready? McKinney. Hey. 20. Gun.
To throw is Newton. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Alex Okafor in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And Godot's kick is right through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now Breeze. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop. But when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A 10th carry for Kamara. Dances by him, and now running right through it. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Kamara. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. And a gain there of 11 yards.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Dontari Poe in on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. Looking for his tight end, Clay, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And to the left side here, Wilson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, Newton. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Newton now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. To the air again, Newton. Flushed out right. A solid stiff arm. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 19 on the last play, 19 more here and another 1st down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
From the red zone now, Newton. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Back to throw, Newton. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Jesse James, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Panthers add on to their lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Catch here, left side, Thomas. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your number one cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down.
Here we go. Yes!
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. A give. This is Kamara. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Hey, ready. Yellow waiting.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. It didn't happen on that play.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
The Saints on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game. They've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now Breeze got to have this one. That's to his running back, complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
11.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
Ready. Waiting.
Breeze to throw again. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd down.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Breeze now on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Hey, two. Got 4 down. 0-2. Check. 59.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The ball.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And they will take a knee here. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Panthers, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.